The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 improves on what was already the best foldable phone around. It's more durable, it's water resistant, it's even better at multitasking, and yes, you can finally use an S Pen. However, at $1799, the Z Fold 3 is among the most expensive phones on Earth, and Samsung hasn't made all of the improvements we were hoping for. Here's the pros and cons in our Galaxy Z Fold 3 review. The Galaxy Z Fold 3 doesn't look very different at first glance, but it's been fortified in several ways to take at least some of the anxiety out of buying a foldable phone. First, there's a tougher armor aluminum body to protect the frame of the device, and there's a new PET film that, combined with optimized screen layers, adds up to an 80% more durable display. Plus, the Z Fold 3 is IPX8 water resistant, so it can technically withstand being submerged in 1.5 meters of water for up to 30 minutes. Alas, we couldn't dunk our review sample, so we'll be following up with our own torture tests. Unfortunately, the Galaxy Z Fold 3 is just as bulky as before, measuring 0.6 inches thick when closed and weighing 9.5 ounces. You'll notice it when using this phone with one hand or when it's in your pocket, but that's the trade-off of having a phone and tablet in one. The Galaxy Z Fold 3 continues to offer dual screens. The cover display is 6.2 inches, and the inside panel is a whopping 7.6 inches. But there's some big upgrades here. Both OLED displays now offer 120Hz refresh rates, and we experienced smooth scrolling and overall performance. Plus, the main display is now up to 30% brighter, and we did find it easier to read this thing outdoors, whether I was gaming or snapping photos on the world's largest viewfinder. Personally, I still find the 6.2-inch display a bit too narrow, especially for typing, so I used voice typing instead when sending quick messages. The Galaxy Z Fold 3's neatest party trick is an under-display camera. By using sub-pixel magic, the punch hole disappears when you're not using its 4-megapixel camera, so you have an uninterrupted view for watching videos and using all of your apps. But Samsung had to make some sacrifices to make this happen, which we'll get into in a bit. If you don't mind me geeking out for a moment, the Galaxy Z Fold 3 is the ultimate phone for multitaskers. It's so good, I found myself using my laptop less during my testing. You can run up to 3 apps on screen at once. You can drag and drop items from one window to another. And you can easily create app pair shortcuts for launching 2 apps side by side, picking up right where you left off. Things get even better with the new taskbar feature, which you can turn on when you activate Labs and Settings. Once you put the apps that you want in the Edge panel, you can pin a taskbar to the right side of the screen. It's just like Windows, in a good way, and I like that I can quickly jump between apps and see how many notifications are waiting for me in Slack. Another perk is that you can drag and drop items from one window to another in apps like Samsung's browser. This feature is called Drag and Split. This really comes in handy when you're comparison shopping in Amazon. I continue to appreciate Flex Mode, which gives you controls on the bottom part of the screen and content up top. This works in YouTube and the camera app, and I also used it during a hands-free video call in Google Meet. You can even force Flex Mode to appear in apps, but I'd rather see more developers just embrace the feature. In terms of optimizing apps overall, for the big 7.6-inch display, Samsung is making some progress. For example, in Spotify, there's a Now Playing window that's visible even as you hunt for new tracks, and the Chrome app gives you real tabs up top that you can rearrange. The TikTok app didn't seem much different though, just bigger. The S Pen has come to the Galaxy Z Fold 3, and you have 2 options that have been especially made for this screen with retractable tips. The S Pen Fold Edition costs $49 and lets you write, draw, and sketch on the Fold 3's digitizer, while the S Pen Pro is $99 and adds Bluetooth connectivity and a chunkier design. Alas, there's nowhere to store the S Pen in the Z Fold 3's design, so you'll need to spring for a case for a holster. A combo S Pen and case runs $79. Given how much of a selling point the S Pen is supposed to be, it would have been nice if Samsung included at least the S Pen, if not the case, given the total $17.99 price. The Galaxy Z Fold 3 has the same camera hardware as the Z Fold 2 for the most part, which means you get a trio of 12-megapixel rear lenses for wide, ultra-wide, and telephoto, and the front lens is a 10-megapixel camera. Based on our side-by-side testing with an iPhone 12 Pro Max, the Galaxy Z Fold 3 held its own in most cases. Take the shot of flowers. The Z Fold 3 provides more saturated colors, while the iPhone offers better details in the petals and more contrast. This shot of peppers is pretty much a wash between the two phones, with both delivering a great picture. There's just a bit more definition in the red peppers with the iPhone. But the Z Fold 3 struggled in a couple of images. In this portrait, the Samsung failed to apply the bokeh effect on the right side of the frame while washing out my face a bit. And the iPhone 12 Pro Max did a much better job capturing the rocks underneath the water in this photo, as well as the gradations in sunlight on the tree. I think the Z Fold 3 took a better pick here than the S21 Ultra with its night mode, offering more realistic colors in the grass. However, the S21 Ultra can go much deeper with its dual 3x 10x telephoto zoom and 100x space zoom. Compare that to the Z Fold 3, which has a 2x optical zoom and 10x digital zoom. Regardless, the Z Fold 3 is a great camera phone for video. You can't record in 8K, but the 4K footage looks pretty awesome. And you can take advantage of some features brought over from the S21 Ultra, like Director's View. This lets you record using the front and back cameras at the same time. Now I'd like to take a moment to both appreciate the novelty of the under-display camera and to complain. Yes, it's cool that the punch hole can disappear when not in use, but the image quality from this 4 megapixel sensor is not great. Take this selfie that I took with the UDC and the 10 megapixel selfie camera on the Z Fold 3. The under-display camera delivers a blurrier and more washed out shot. Basically, this camera is okay for video calls, but I wouldn't recommend it for selfies.
Just as expected, the Galaxy Z Fold 3's Snapdragon 888 processor and 12 gigs of RAM paced to strong performance scores in Geekbench and the 3D Mark graphics test. And it was even a little faster than the S21 Ultra in our video editing test, while still trailing the iPhone 12. My only complaint is that there were sometimes screen glitches when switching from the cover display to the main screen while using the same app. The battery life could be better. The 4400 mAh battery lasted just 7 hours and 52 minutes on our web surfing test using the larger display. The Z Fold 3 lasted a longer 847 with the external screen, but both runtimes fall short of the 10-hour mark we consider very good.
The Galaxy Z Fold 3 retains the title of Best Foldable Phone, and that's not just because there's really no competition right now. You get a more durable design, improved multitasking, and better displays for a little less money than last time around. And while I wish the S Pen were included, it's good to know that it works. I also appreciate all the improvements Samsung is making on the software front, as we need more foldable optimized apps to really get excited about this category. I would like to see an even sleeker and slimmer design, and I'd also like truly top-of-the-line cameras that meet or exceed the best of the Galaxy S series. But overall, the Galaxy Z Fold 3 is a compelling option for power users who want it all. For Tom's Guide, this is Mark Spoonhour.